Hi, my name is Tiffany Beef, and I'm going to present to you Imogene King's theory of goal attainment. These are the things that we'll cover in this PowerPoint today, following the rubric. First, we'll start with the biography of Imogene. She was born in 1923 in West Point, Iowa. She received her diploma in nursing in 1945 from St. John's Hospital School of Nursing. And then she went on to receive both a BSN and an MSN from St. Louis University while she was serving as an instructor there. She received her Doctor of Education from Columbia University Teachers College in 1961. She published her first book in 1971 and her second book in 1981. Both books were written while she was serving as either a member of the faculty or administration at several nursing schools, or while she was working in Washington, D.C. as the assistant chief of the research grants branch division of nursing. She retired from formal work in 1990, although she stayed active with teaching and mentoring students until her death in 2007 after suffering a stroke. In her personal life, she served either as a professor or an administrator for 42 years of her 45-year career. Her hobbies included painting, golf, and politics. She was never married, although she was very close to her sister and brothers and nieces and nephews. She was a devout Catholic, and even after retirement, she stayed active in the King International Nursing Group, which was a group founded to support and disseminate her nursing theory. She received multiple awards for her work in advancing nursing education. Some of the things that she was passionate about was advocating for nursing education reform. Her goal was for nursing to be about relationships, not just a checklist of actions, which is what she had found when she started her diploma program. She was advocating for education reform before she even left school. Her doctoral dissertation was about graduate education for the preparation of teachers of nursing. Her point was that she wanted to develop a way of thinking about the real world of nursing. She stated, nursing is a process of action, reaction, and interaction, whereby nurse and client share information about their perception in the nursing situation. The way this theory evolved for her is in the 1940s and 50s when she was in school, nursing followed the medical model. The focus was on the diagnosis, not on the patient. And even as a new baby nurse, King did not like that. Even in nursing school, it was doctors that were teaching the nurses. And King firmly believed that nurses should teach nurses. So in the mid to late 1950s, after she started her graduate work, she was already looking for a new model for nursing and for nursing education. That culminated for her in 1968 when she was invited to rework the MSN curriculum at Ohio State. They used her conceptual framework, which was the book that was published in 1972. But that wasn't a complete theory. So she worked on that while she continued to serve as an administrator in various nursing schools. And then finally in 1981, she finalized that into a cohesive theory and published it in her book, A Theory for Nursing, Systems, Concepts, and Process. So for theory assumptions, her meta-paradigm had 4 areas of assumption. Human beings are social beings and have the ability to think and make decisions. They have 3 needs: health information, care to prevent illness, and care when they are unable to help themselves. Health, which is a changing state in the dynamic life experience of a human. Because human life is dynamic, health is constantly having to adjust to stressors to optimally use your resources. And there are many elements to health. Environment is the background for human interaction that involves internal components that can transform energy and external components that cause stress. And part of nursing is understanding how humans interact with their environments. And then nursing itself is a goal-seeking system assisting humans to attain, maintain, and restore health. A series of actions, reactions, and interactions for the nurse and client to set goals. The main concept of the theory involves this conceptual framework. This is what she published her first book on. There are 3 interacting systems as part of this framework: personal, interpersonal, and social. And you can see that King assigned different concepts to each system: perception, self, growth, development. In personal, stress, interaction, role, communication; in interpersonal, control, organization, authority; out here in social. She herself all acknowledged that these concepts are fluid and each can be part of multiple systems. There are 7 propositions that underpin King's theory, and I'm going to read them because they're kind of complicated. And it's all about working towards transaction, which is the goal, the endpoint of her theory. If perceptual interaction accuracy is present in nurse-patient interactions, transaction will occur. If the nurse and patient make transactions, the goal or goals will be achieved. If the goal or goals are achieved, satisfaction will occur. If transactions are made in nurse-patient interactions, growth and development will be enhanced. If role expectations and role performance as perceived by the nurse and patient are congruent, transaction will occur. If role conflict is experienced by either the nurse or the patient, stress in the nurse-patient interaction will occur. If a nurse with special knowledge communicates appropriate information to the patient, mutual goal setting and goal achievement will occur, which is what we want. So the major components of her theory, she states that goal attainment is a process of human interactions between nurse and client, whereby each perceives the other and the situation, and through communication they set goals, explore means, and agree on means to achieve goals. This is the nurse-patient transaction model. This is her theory in action. The nurse and patient each bring their own perception, judgments, and actions to the relationship. Each then reacts to the other and an interaction occurs. If perception is accurate in the interaction and the environment is favorable, then a transaction will occur. Goals can be achieved and growth and development result from mutual goals being achieved. And as you can see, this is kind of a continual cycle here. So as far as relationship to our practice goes, imagine an 85-year-old patient in poor health who has received a stage 4 colon cancer diagnosis. As an oncology NP, you know that the recommended chemotherapy is extremely difficult. There are many toxicities. You're tired, you're sick to your stomach, you're cold sensitive, you have peripheral neuropathy, your red blood cells, your white blood cells, and your platelets go down. And this patient is like, no, I want to try everything. So you have to examine your goals for the patient and her goals for herself. There's the end goal of quality of life versus quantity of life. Look at the role of the spouse and the family in the patient's decision to pursue all options. Are they behind the decision? Are they against the decision? And so you use the conceptual framework of the multiple systems as you work through the nurse-patient transaction model, and that will enable you and your patient to set mutually acceptable goals. Here are some discussion questions in case you need a jumping off point. And here are my references. Thanks so much.